Hey guys, welcome back for another video. This is Into the End. I am just gonna do a few more quick games with this deck, the Divining Horn. The first set of videos that I made were very underwhelming. I lost many games to Mana Screw. There has been a very small change to the deck. Someone in the comments recommended using Flamestoker, which I thought was a super sweet card, and I happened to get a premium one from my month-end reward last month. So, and I have two copies, so I took out, I have no idea what I took out. Oh, I took out two of the 1/1 Flying Wisps for two Flamestokers. And so let's do some battle and see how this deck does. Hopefully, I mean, I'm not expecting to win all my games, but hopefully we'll have a lot more exciting back and forth, and closer towards a 50-50 win rate. Right now, the meta is a little weird. Everybody is busy trying out the new cards from the expansion or the pseudo expansion. So there's a lot of really weird brews running around. So I don't really know what to expect. All right, let's see. This hand is missing a lot of red. Can't play the torch. I have no play into turn 3 at the very earliest. I think I'm going to try for something better, especially because my deck has Initiates of the Sands. I can have some pretty explosive starts. We'll start with a Torch in case I'm playing against a very aggressive deck. Then I can Torch at the end of his turn. Nope, nothing. It is an aggressive color though, combination though, but no aggressive deck. I have 3 power, not counting the Amber Monument, I have 3 power, plus the Amber Acolyte, that's 4 power. So I'm actually thinking of saving the Amber Monument and to turn it into a 5/5. All I have to do is draw a land over the next 3 turns, then that's fine. Okay, so there's something worth killing. The Instigators is, I mean, it's only a 3/3. I can block it very quickly, but this card does a tremendous amount of damage over the over the course of the game. It's deceivingly so. That 1 damage when unit dies over the course of the game through various trades, this thing ended up doing a lot of damage. So now I have to think. I'm still going to stick with my original plan. I'm not playing the Amber Monument. Instead, I'm just going to go ahead and play the Zenin Obelisk. Because with the Obelisk in play, I can actually trade either one of my units with his. And I'm not going to attack because in this matchup, it's very clear that he is the beatdown deck and I'm more of the sort of defensive control deck. I don't want to attack him because if he has a removal spell, then he hits me for 5 for free. He's hitting me for 5 anyway, because I'm certainly not blocking this. I think I'm just going to go ahead and take the 10 damage and not chump and save 4, because this unit, the Amber Acolyte, can block either of those units on the following turn and trade profitably. Well, trade, not profitably. So once again, we're on the defensive. We're just gonna... Jeez. Alright, so because we have the Shatterglass Mage here, we're okay blocking one of the Bandit Queens. But I don't think I can afford to take 10 more damage, so we're just gonna do this and take 6 and go to 9. I do lose the Amber Acolyte for nothing. But this is a very good draw, so let's just go ahead and play Heart of the Vault. We'll shoot the Queen and see what we get. Okay, not a Torch, unfortunately. And unfortunately, I drew the Arcanum Monitor, otherwise I could have drawn this on the following turn and then warped in the Heart of the Vault. But that's okay. This matchup is not about card advantage. This matchup is about life. So as long as I'm not dead... Oh, jeez. This thing is... Champion of Chaos is very problematic. It's guaranteed to do 4 damage no matter what. So if he has any burn spell or any pump spell, I am definitely going to die. So that's really unfortunate. So let's just swing in with the 5/2, which he'll just take. I mean, he's got 17 life. So I think my best chance here is to draw a Torch, nope, or a Zenin Initiation, which I don't even remember if I have in this deck anymore. But either way, I'm taking 4 damage. Any burn spell, I die. It looks like he does. He has a Ferris Favor. I mean, there's an argument for double blocking with both my Heart of the Vault, but I think that's pretty sketch, throwing away both of the hearts for him for this. And I didn't think a deck like his would play Varus Favor. I figure if he's going to kill me, it'll be with a Torch, so I didn't think the extra life mattered. That was a good game, though. A lot of back and forth, I think. We certainly didn't get mana screw. Our draw was pretty decent. So my opponent's deck was just too aggressive and too fast. I think at last game, if we had drawn one of the Shepherd's Horns, we might have been able to stabilize. We took too much damage from those Bandit Queens. So we're in a lot of trouble if we don't draw time. The problem with my hand now is I need 2 things to happen. I need to draw both the time sigil and the time cards. Best draw, maybe Torch? Oh, jeez. Very aggressive. It's looking like... Oh, that's interesting. I did not expect Yeti Spy. So this game is a lost. I have no comeback mechanism at this point. I need to draw a time, play the Shepherd's Horn, and then another time to play a 1/1 Arcanum Monitor. That doesn't look like it's good enough. I'm taking 11 damage this turn. Yeah. I don't think there's anything in my deck that I can draw that's going to make any difference. Oh, interesting. So... yeah. That's it. No time sigil still. I'm actually wondering if it's worth playing some copies of Diplomatic Seal. I'm not sold on it, but maybe. We'll think about that for future tweaks. Once again, 2 fire sigils and no time. Maybe I just need more time sigils in this deck. Okay, this is not horrendous. It's not great, but it's not horrendous. So let's just go ahead and play the Amber Monument. And then on the following turn, we'll play the Initiative of the Sand and have a Torch available. The reason I didn't torch this is because this is one of the crappier 1-drops. I'd rather kill his Rakano Outlaw if he plays one. Or maybe if he has a Champion of Fury next turn. But, oh, he's going to torch this. That's fine. Yeah. I didn't see, I didn't think... I mean, taking 2 damage is not great against a deck like this, but I think I can do better with my Torch. And unfortunately, this thing has Aegis, so I guess I'm not doing any better with my Torch. So let's just go ahead and do that. We took 2 damage on the first turn for nothing in this case. So let's just play out a unit. I'm certainly not going to block and chump. I just have to draw a card that's big enough to block this 3/2. So in 2 more turns, I have a 5/5. Or it might be a 6/6 by then because I will play these Zenin Obelisks. I have a million Zenin Obelisks. So if he has a Champion of Fury, he would have played it. So, and I'm not going to block, so might as well attack for 3. I'm 3 damage behind. Oh, what? Okay, so he must have just drawn this. He top decked this. Because otherwise he would have played it last turn. His mana was unspent. So now we have to hold this back. So we took an extra 3 damage for no reason because we decided to attack him. But he had a 1 in 64 chance, or 4 in 64 chance of drawing a Champion of Fury. I think that's acceptable risk to take. Oh wait, I didn't know this guy's attacking. I didn't... Oh. I didn't realize the Vadius was attacking. Oh, I didn't see. Okay, well that was purely my mistake. So what he has is he has a torch in his hand, I'm sure. So he's gonna torch this and first strike it down. So we'll play another Zen and Obelisk. Now it's out of torch range. He needs 2 torches to be able to quick strike down this dinosaur, the Rhinarch. Okay. It's perfect. Let's just do this. Get rid of his Aegis. We're certainly not going to attack him. But next turn, though, we can Shatter Glass Mage his Harpoon and then attack him. So let's just go ahead and double block. And let's just triple block. I don't care what he has. Let's just triple block. He can kill whatever he wants to kill. Sure. Yeah, he's still just going to first strike down this unit. That's fine. Okay, that's a good trade. Trade it. His 3 cards for my 1 card. Wow, that's a really good trade. He lost a Harpoon, a Torch, and a Vadius, and I only lost a Rhinarch. That's a 3 for 1, and he doesn't get to spark his Groundbreaker. This is an incredibly good deal for me. Alright, this game is looking like it's pretty stabilized. I'm actually confident enough to start attacking him. Because I have 2 blockers, and they're both outside of torch range, so it's very unlikely that he can kill both of them. I can always chump block if I have to. That's fine too. I wonder if it's even worth playing the Flamestoker at this point, or if I'm actually better off just overwhelming the Knight. Because the Flamestoker can't get through his 4/7 anyway. Let's just go ahead and attack him. So the danger here is if he somehow survives this turn, which I doubt. If he survives this turn without losing his unit, which I don't think it's gonna happen, he can maybe remove my unit and crack back for lethal with some kind of pump or combination of pump and burn, but it's unlikely that he can survive without chump blocking though, so. 7 life is pretty good, because even if he draws in Obliterate, he can't kill me. So 10 life was a very healthy and safe life total. Alright, so we played 3 games. I don't think this deck did anything that the namesake of the deck is meant to do. So we never played a Shepherd's Horn and then able to play an Overwhelm unit to benefit from it. And we've never drawn a Divining Rod. We've straight up just played 3 Praxis mid-range games. A very subpar mid-range Praxis list. Alright, this is no good. Alright. It's too bad. Still can't turn 1 the initiate set. I've played many games with this deck recently, and I don't know. Somehow playing turn 1 Initiate of the Sands with this deck is so difficult. Uh-oh, I'm lagging. Okay, that is perfectly fine. I'm most likely not going to burn him anyway. The only relevance is if he plays a pretty good relic weapon, I can't Shatter Glass Mage it until I get rid of the Aegis. I'm attacking for 2. So now I need to draw a land because I have no real plays until I can. I mean, if I draw 2 running lands and I go Shatter Glass Mage and Divining Rod, that's actually pretty good. Okay, that's acceptable. No! I need a land, and I know for a fact I'm not drawing a land next turn. This is the worst feeling. I mean, getting stuck on 4 mana or 3 mana for a couple of turns is perfectly normal. So, this is just a very natural and normal kind of variance we have to deal with. As soon as I draw another land, though, I'm going to be killing this Omen and Austerity. I'm assuming I can no longer play any more Zen Obelisks. Ah, there we go. This is kind of a land. Alright. I really hope he doesn't choose to kill my Initiates of the Sand with a lightning storm. Because now there might be a... No, I called it. Ah, painful. Alright, give me a land on top, please. My opponent is also on 4 lands, though. Alright. Huh. So my Zen Obelisk is still destroyed. Right, because this transforms my item into this one. That makes sense. Okay, that is fine. I have another one. Let's just go ahead and get a land. The reason for this is because if I play the Shatterglass Mage this turn, I'm still gonna have to play the Acolyte next turn to get my 6th land, unless I naturally draw one. But this way, I delay the Shatterglass Mage by 1 turn, hopefully dodge a removal spell of some kind. So it looks like that deck will eventually have some kind of weapon, but who cares? Let's just play the Shatterglass Mage. No, I need the mage. Yeah, I don't care about killing this relic because I really want to put the Divining Rod onto my Shatterglass Mage. So, whatever. I mean, that is what this deck is designed to do, so... Attack him for 2, unless he has a... Oh, he's looking like he has some kind of instant spell. Because he paused on my attack. My opponent is now at 6 mana. Okay, Permafrost is fine. I can still Divining Rod this thing. Putting Divining Rod on it. If I put the Divining Rod onto the Dawnwalker and it doesn't hit, then I'm in a lot of trouble. Oh, hey. Okay, so... I still think I play the Shatterglass Mage first, because I still want to put the Divining Rod on it. And not to mention, this gives me an extra blocker, which is pretty good. The Flamestoker, I think it's probably a little bit better if I have the Shepherd Horn in play to gain 3 life. Or not, I don't know. Maybe I should just play it. Sure. I'm not gonna block, I'm just gonna take 8, because I really want to put a Divining Rod in this thing. I hope he doesn't kill it. Hey! This can give me some life. Well, let's just horn it up and see what happens. Nope. Nope. Yes, yes! 2 hits! Woo! Yeah! Attack for 9. That was a 2 for 4, and then I got back the Dawnwalker, which is pretty good. Now he's deciding if he wants to use his Island's Choice, I'm guessing? Because he paused, so he does have some kind of instant. And that's the only instant that I can... the only fast spell that I can think of. That would be still in his hand. I don't know what he's saving it for. I think he's trying to... oh yeah, he's gonna Harsh Rule, that's why. He's debating if he should just take the 9 and then Harsh Rule on the following turn. Which is fine, we'll let him Harsh Rule. He's trading 3 cards, his 2 Throne Wardens and his Harsh Rule for my 2 cards, because everything that was on my side of the board came from just the Shatterglass Mage and just the Divining Rod. So, alright, now he's in some trouble. Oh, unless he has another Cursed Relic. Vision of Austerity. Echoing Dragon. That is okay. Yep. I'm perfectly fine with that. Let's just attack him for 5. So after he blocks... Oh, he doesn't block. That's fine too. So I have quite a few options here. I can play the Shepherd's Horn and then double torch this which I think is the safest play because then I won't take any damage and I'll be gaining more life on the following turn. But that way, I lose the Heart of the Vault warp, um, which is basically free. Unfortunately, if I warp the Heart of the Vault and then I torch, I still can't kill the dragon, and that's a little bit risky. So I think I will just end up double torching this, and then playing the Shepherd's Horn. Now I'll be gaining 3 life every turn, and I think this kind of deck, without an overwhelming warp position, it might be kind of difficult to race me. And he is at a card disadvantage right now because I have a lot of ways to gain card advantage right now. Yeah, see, he's in a lot of trouble. He can't just not block these forever. He still has an instant, huh? Oh, wow, a lightning strike. That's fine. Sure. That's perfectly fine. We'll shoot this. Getting a bunch of life. Back up to 18. When it works, this deck is pretty sweet. You do grind out a lot of control decks because you have so much value. The Flamestoker is working out pretty well. I kind of like it. Yep, not good enough, I don't think. 1 mana left. There's no way he can prevent this much damage. Because I'm getting another 5/5 from the Flamestoker. So that was pretty sweet. That was the deck working as intended. Wish there were more games like that. Let's do one more and then end this video series. I do want to spend some time building a real deck. I don't mean that this is not a real deck, but I mean a competitive deck that I'm going to be using for myself to climb ladder. I really like the Auric Broker, the 5/7. And I've always liked Argenport. And if you looked at my history, I've always done a deck text. I've done not always, but I've done a lot of deck text on Argenport decks. But I don't think Minotaur is the right way to go. I took a quick look, and I don't think there is enough really good Minotaurs that you would play, if you didn't draw the Broker, for example, Tavrot or whatever his name is. And that's the criteria, though, right? The criteria is, if you want to play Minotaurs in your deck, they have to be so good on their own that if you don't draw the Tavrod, you're still happy. And there isn't enough of them in the game, I think. So, I think what I would do with Tavrod is putting it into an armory list, basically using relic weapons rather than Minotaurs. And I also don't like regular weapons because it's conditional and you need to draw units to put the weapons onto. And I don't like that. So I think that's the approach that I'm gonna try and take. Let's focus on this game a little bit. The other card that I really like is the 5/4 Flying Dragon. I don't know the name. I don't remember the name. Crimson something. I think that card is incredibly good, and I'm gonna be trying to fit that dragon into. That's perfectly fine. I'll trade this Acolyte for a Finest Hour any day of the week. I do need to draw a land, though, because then I'll have no plays. So let's just go ahead and burn this. Okay. Houston, we have a problem. Now that I missed the land drop, I'm actually really worried that my opponent recognizes that I'm mana screwed and that he would torch my initiates. Because previously he probably wasn't sure if he should torch it, but now it's a clear signal that he should torch this. So if I draw a land, I would like to overwhelm this. So let's just go ahead and torch it in anticipation that I draw a land, and then go ahead and obliterate this thing. That thing is pretty hard to deal with. Oh no. He's got quite a few Warcry triggers stacked up. His next unit or weapon is going to be really large, and that is the kind of thing that this deck is not good against. Very large units. But I don't think that would matter if I don't draw another land. That is one of the drawbacks of playing Initiates of the Sands. It accelerates you. but it's a unit, so you can remove it. So it's not a very reliable mana source. I think the new Power Stones, I don't know if that's what it's called, but the 2 power time card that gives you an additional power, that might be a little bit better, because it can't be removed. But Initiates of the Sands does have synergies with the Arcanum Monitor and also the Obelisks. Yeah, he's got something really, really big coming, right? Oh, he's got tons of Finest Hours. Alright then. All 4 copies in his hand. So that game we're gonna lose regardless of him having the Finest Hours or not. I think this deck has gotten stuck on 4 or 5 mana enough that maybe we should go ahead and replace the Initiates of the Sands with the new Mana Stones. I think this... the Power Stone, yeah. I think this is just more reliable. And if we're going to take out the Initiates of the Sands, let's take out the Zen and Obelisk as well, and play with this Cinder Yeti. Because it has Overwhelm, so it works with Divining Rod, and having Overwhelm and Warp is actually really good for putting your Divining Rod onto, because then you can hit Heart of the Vault, just like putting it onto the Shattered Glass Mage. But, man, this curve is looking mighty weird. Maybe we'll do 2 of these, and do 2 Seek Power. Yeah, 2 Seek Power over the Initiates of the Sands. Let's do 1 final game with this new version, and then call it quits. I don't remember how many games I've played, but I have a feeling it's something like 2 and 3. 2 wins and 3 losses. Yeah, so we'll play 1 more game, see if we can get a win and get a 3-3 record, and then we'll move on to the next deck. Oh yeah, before I got into the game, I was saying that the 5/4 Crimson Dragon, whatever it's called, I think it's really good. I think you would just try and make it work in some kind of Praxis-based list. I'm working on a Praxis deck that splashes green. It's not original, but I think adding green to the Praxis deck supplements a lot of the deck's weaknesses, and I think the dragon is very good in it. It is kind of a nombo with Sandstorm Titan. I recognize that fact, but I still think it's good enough that you should play it. I'm guessing on turn 4 you can choose to play the dragon over the Sandstorm Titan. This is looking like a aggressive Minotaur deck. We can expect some 5 mana 5/7s. And he's not offering to trade with my 2/1. Oh, I guess blocking is... Blocking is fine. So I added 2 more power sources for a total of 35. That's almost 50% of my deck. And I'm still stuck. Perfect. 3rd land. We need a lot more though. Since we're not blocking, let's just trade damage. Ouch. Painful. I have nothing that can remove or block this at 3 power. I need to draw a land next turn to play the Shatterglass Mage, killing the Hammer of Might. Oh dear, that's a lot of damage. Alright, so then I can still trade if I... Nope, I didn't draw land. Okay, so now I have to block. But if I draw land, the Shatterglass Mage can still trade with this. So he doesn't have a removal spell, because otherwise he'll... Oh jeez, it's an 8/10. That's a little too big. I can't kill it with anything. Don't think it matters which ones I kill. But I think I'm dead. I'm gonna block the 5/4 and take 8 go to 2. and see what happens. Let's see how many cards he hits. He hits one. So that's the first one is a unit, but he missed on the weapon. Okay, so I need a way to not die to this thing. Oh wow, that's a pretty good unit to have the +5 on, because it has revenge. That's too many. I don't. I can only play one spell, so I think that's it. I don't want to play another game. We're I think we're 2-4. Maybe we're like 1-4, 1-5. I don't even know. I think we won 2 games. But it seems like to me that this deck still has mana problems, and I think our curve is too high. I think our curve is too high. I think we have definitely not enough 2-drops, and I think we only have one 2-drop, which is the Power Stone. So I think the way to improve this deck is to simply remove some of the high-end cards. As you can see from the games that I won, the high-end cards are very sweet. You chain into lots of card advantage, but our testing has shown that there's no point in having a handful of Heart of the Vaults with infinite value if you're just going to die in turn 4 and 5, because you're stuck on 3 or 4 lands. So if anybody is interested in building the Divining Horn deck, I think I will pass the baton to you, and you can take what we've learned from my failure to further improve on this deck. And if you're able to improve on this deck and make it better, please leave it in the comments and let me know your final version so I can learn from it as well. I think this is a learning experience for me as well. I'm usually not too big on these kind of decks that is sort of built around very specific cards. I've done it a few times and it's never really worked out that well. But as always, thank you very much for watching my videos. If you like it, give me a like or a thumbs up wherever you found the video, and subscribe for other content. Thank you very much.